Well, the situation is tense at Wits University's Great Hall in Johannesburg. This after the university succeeded in obtaining a court interdict prohibiting students from protesting on campus. But students are unhappy with the interdict. They're trying to force their way into the Great Hall amidst a heightened security presence. Wits University started registering students earlier this week. There were concerns earlier after some students and parents were blocked from accessing registration points. Security is maintaining a strong presence on the campus. Well, let's get an update now on the situation. Our reporter Nozintombi Mia is there. Nozintombi, good to talk to you again. So when we spoke to you earlier, we saw things getting a bit out of hand there. Has it calmed down at all?
Vanessa? Well, a very good afternoon to you again, Natasha. Things certainly did get heated earlier. We saw an altercation between the campus security, private security that has been contracted by the university with some of the students who are part of the Fees Must Fall student. One of the students who was in the middle of that altercation is Busisiwe. Busisiwe, what happened earlier? We saw an altercation between the students and the university security.
This morning, when we came back, we wanted to go into Solomon Mahlangu House, which we consider to be our house and the house of the movement, and just to stand there peacefully without making a noise. We came in peacefully without disrupting the processes of entering the Great Hall or to go through to Solomon Mahlangu House, and we were refused entry. When we asked why we were refused entry, the university wouldn't tell us, and the security then started to throw us down the stairs. Some of our comrades were injured in the process.
How many people were injured? Do you have an indication?
I have an indication of 3 people were injured at this point in time, and they're at campus house at the moment trying to see if it's happening.
We have Sharona Patel from the university as well. Sharona, what exactly happened? We're hearing from the students that the university security manhandled some of the students. Why did the university allow this to happen?
Okay, the university is saying that if any students were injured or if they feel they were manhandled, they must please lay a complaint. And if they feel that the university hasn't done what it should be doing, that they should lay a complaint in this regard. We had claims earlier this week of students being injured. We've asked people to come forward. To date, we have had no complaints. From our side, we can confirm that an interim interdict was obtained today in Johannesburg. This interim interdict does not mean that students cannot protest.
What does it mean exactly?
It means that students are not allowed to disrupt the activities of the university, that they're not allowed to occupy any specific building, whether it is Senate House, the registration halls, and that it also means that none of the registration processes can be disrupted.
Now, Busisiwe, Sharona is explaining that the rules of the interdict say you are not allowed to basically protest on the campus grounds or specifically to interrupt how the processes are happening here. Why did you guys still come back here after the interdict was granted on behalf of the university?
Just a correction to Sharona Patel. We, as the respondents, is one of the respondents that was in court today. The judge said that the university was ill-prepared for this interdict that they were applying for, and thus requested them to go back and amend it and then come back. So we don't believe that the university has gotten this interdict. But apart from that, when we came here, we weren't coming to protest, like I mentioned earlier. All we wanted to do was walk into Solomon Mahlangu House, and the reason for that is we haven't been allowed into the house for a couple of days now, and we feel very disconnected from the students and very disconnected from the university. All we wanted to do was just walk in.
All right, Sharona, I see you shaking your head at some of the comments being made by Busisiwe.
The information that we have is that an interim court interdict has been obtained. This applies to the 6 respondents today, but it also applies to all other students who may consider disrupting university activities or occupying university buildings. As we know, some of the students occupied a Senate House on the ground floor of Senate House for over a week or so, and it is for this reason that the university had to go to court to get this interim interdict. It's also that some of the registration processes were disrupted on Monday. We cannot go ahead with academic year if registration is disrupted. That's why we got the interim court interdict. From our legal personnel, they are telling me that the interim interdict has been granted, and it's an interim interdict, and that the university has to go back on the 1st of February if we want to make it a permanent interdict.
All right, Sharona Patel. Busisiwe, just give me your closing arguments going forward. What is the next step for you and your movement?
At this point in time, all we're trying to do is just walk into Solomon Mahlangu House. We're not here to protest. We're not here to disrupt any of the registrations that are currently taking place. Yes, we still are fighting for free education and free education now, but the most immediate thing is to be able to go back into Solomon Mahlangu House, into our space, and that's it.
All right, thank you so much. Those are my two guests that are speaking about the altercation that happened earlier. The university is saying that they're protecting their interests, and the students who are part of the Fees Must Fall movement are saying they want to go back into Solomon Mahlangu House. For now, we will keep giving you updates as and when things happen, but the situation has calmed down considerably compared to the past hour, and we are seeing the students on the floor occupying the floor just in front of Senate House, and the security is standing here. They are standing stoically and they're manning the doors to the Great Hall, but we will keep giving you updates as and when they happen, Natasha.